Hi friends, it's Chrissy from Knittin' in the Heights. Welcome to my channel. This channel is all about knitting and crafting goodness, coming to you from Washington Heights in New York City. And this is the start of my Vlogust videos for this year. I am going to attempt to record a video for every day in August. We'll see how far I get. I did try this last year and failed miserably, but we're gonna do our best this year. And to help me do my best, I'm actually going to start pre-recording my videos. So today is July the 29th, I believe. I live in New York City with my son Gabriel, who is 8 years old. He's making a lot of noise in the background, so if you hear some squealing, that would be him. I also have a daughter named Colleen. She is 13 years old, and she sometimes lives with me in New York City, and other times lives in North Carolina with her father and stepmother. And we have two cats here in New York City. Their names are Bunny and Luna, and you may spot them from time to time on the podcast. They were adopted cats from the Bronx, and they're very lovable and very sweet. So what are you gonna see during Vlogust? Well, you're gonna see a lot of crafting. You may see some music. I am a nonprofit music educator. I am the director of education for a program that is designed to bring equity into the classical music world and to promote things like social emotional learning amongst children. So I basically design programs for in-school and after-school music programs throughout New York City. So let's get started for today. So today my plan is to do a little de-stash. So I've been very active in this year trying to finish up my whips, as well as really make sure that whatever yarn I have is being utilized thoughtfully and pairing it with projects. And I've been pretty successful so far. I've actually gone through and I've brought down the number of whips. I'm now down to, I think, 8 whips at this point. And I was thinking very thoughtfully about some projects that I've had planned for years. And there's one in particular. I have some super bulky weight yarn. It is Madeline Tosh, I believe. If not, I will correct it down here. In a beautiful colorway. I'll show it to you in just a second. I think it's the Lotus colorway. And I've been planning to make Melanie Berg's shawl the Decemberist for, I don't know, probably 5-6 years. And I just haven't had the mojo to do so. And one of the things I have learned about myself over this last year is that I really enjoy knitting pieces that are typically DK weight and smaller, simply because my hands are actually quite small for grown-up. And I really gravitate towards more sport weight and fingering weight items. Every once in a while, doing a small project that is a little bigger is wonderful, but I've had some medical issues, specifically with my neck and back and pinched nerves. So I have made the decision to gift this yarn to one of my best knitting friends. His name is Josh, and he will feature in this podcast throughout Vlogust because he's working with me at these summer camps that we're working at for the students we serve. So he is going to take this yarn and he's going to knit the December shawl and gift it back to me. He loves knitting like the thickest of yarns, and he has huge hands, and so it works beautifully. So I'm gonna try to clear out my son's closet. It's kind of a cupboard. It's not an inbuilt closet. It was one of those kind of put together things. It came with the apartment. You're supposed to have a closet if you're gonna call something a bedroom, and we have a 2-bedroom, and one of the rooms does not have a closet. So they left this unit in here, and I use it for a lot of storage. So I'm gonna go through, excuse any mess you see, it's real life, and we're just getting over having a 13-year-old daughter who is a bit of a tornado when it comes to putting things away, and my son who's also a bit of a tornado, and myself being very busy. I just haven't had time to organize. So we're gonna go ahead and try to find this yarn and put it in a bag so that by August 1st, I can de-stash that and get that checked off my list of things that came out of my stash for this year. One other project I'm doing along with this is it's kind of a knit along, and it's with Little Mitch Stitches. She is a podcaster named Stephanie who lives on Long Island. She set up this knit along where a bunch of us are tracking how much yarn is coming out of our stash, either by throwing it away, gifting it, destashing it, or knitting it up or crocheting it up. And so I'm going to be able to claim all this yardage. So I'm kind of excited about that. So here we go. And we're back. It's kind of hot today. It's actually more than kind of hot. And since I closed the door so that Gabriel and the cats didn't come in while I had a bunch of yarn out, and was trying to do a little bit of organization, it got a little bit warm in that room. So yeah, I was able to pull out the yarn I was looking for, and actually a couple of other things that I thought would be really helpful. So let's start by just taking a look at the yarn I pulled out. And I was wrong, it's not Madelinetosh, it's Malabrigo yarn. So here we are. This is kind of what I'm gonna be destashing, and we'll talk about what's going where, or some of it's not destashed, some of it just needs to be wound up for another project. But let's start with the yarn I was specifically looking for, and it is this glorious yarn by Malabrigo. It is absolutely beautiful. It's in the Lotus colorway, and this is the Rasta yarn, so it's super bulky. Like you can see, it's like super thick. And this is going to make a really beautiful Decemberist shawl. I mean, it's so pretty. I have used this for, I think it was some small project back in the day. Can I remember what it is? Absolutely not. It was many, many moons ago. But I'm really curious how much I have, specifically in this ball. Everything else I can look at because it's still caked up, or still skeined up. So we have 63 grams there, and then each of these should be 100 grams. So, oh, I lie, 150 grams. So we've got 250, 350 grams skeins. So that's, I'm mathing right now. So that would be 450 plus 63. So 513 grams of this glorious Lotus colorway. So that's going to Josh to make the Decemberist shawl. And I figured this is actually a very similar weight. This is something I did use for a project also many moons ago. And it could, I mean, I was thinking if he wanted to put that as a border, he could. But he is like someone that uses a lot of these kind of bulky weight yarns. Let me see how much is in this. Let me tear this real quick. I know my bed is not the best place to do this. But hey, when you only have so much space. So about 36 grams of this yarn. This is called Ushaya. And it is merino. Yeah, it's merino wool. And it is made by, I'm trying to find the company. Oh, this is Mirasol. And it was nice yarn. I really did like to work with this yarn. It's the kind that is like, it's like really braided. You see, it's like really braided. So it's a very cool, it's a very interesting yarn to work with. Colorway shade is 1703. So yeah, I'm sure he can find something. Have no idea how much. Let's see, originally it's all the tag is like, so 114 yards for 100 grams. Did I say we had 36 grams? So it's probably something like maybe 40 yards, maybe. So he'll figure something out to do with that. I mean, he can make a coaster, actually a few coasters out of this. Or again, he might be able to make this as like a trim color, or he does a lot. He's starting to think about how he can do some like different kinds of projects. You use multiple skeins, multiple different color skeins of yarn. So that might be something for him to do. Over here, I have this gray yarn. I had used this on a sweater I made for my son back in the day. It's a beautiful color. It is wool. I will put the name of the yarn on the screen because I don't remember it offhand. And it's one of those things where I think there's someone that works with Josh and I. Her name is Veronica, and she has been knitting off and on. I thought, and this would be kind of a nice yarn to gift to her if, this is like a DK weight. It could make her a hat or some mitts. She's just learning to knit. So Josh and I were talking about how we could help like expand her repertoire. Maybe Josh can cast her on a hat and then she can just knit the rest. Something like that, just to get her started. Because I think the knitting she's done has been scarf knitting. So I'll see if she wants it. If she doesn't want it, there is another teacher that works with us that's interested in learning how to knit. So between Josh and I, we can get the guy some needles, and get him started knitting his own very first hat or something really sweet. And it's a really good use of yarn. So let's weigh this guy too, since I'm destashing all of this. It weighs more than 4 grams. There is no way that only weighs 4 grams. Yeah, I didn't see. It's a liar that lies. Oops. Let me tear that again. Okay, here we go. 55 grams. That's a good amount. I'll put what the yardage down below again, down here somewhere, so that we can see how much yardage we have. So let's take a moment, and here's the grand total of yardage that I will be gifting and getting rid of. So that's kind of cool. All right. Okay, so now I just pulled some berry yarn that I have in my stash out, 2 skeins, because I'm going to try to finish up my Battenberg blanket, and it's literally just been waiting for these bare skeins to come out of hibernation. Let me show you where I'm at on it. It's kind of tricky to do. But here you go. You see, I try to put it out. I'm trying to turn this into a baby blanket. I have a couple cousins who are expecting babies, one of whom I'm giving a knit blanket to, and the other one I think I'm going to give this to them. Her baby's due in October. Both of their babies are due in early October, actually, and both of their showers are actually the same weekend, which has been interesting in our family for those people that are close to both. One is my second cousin. The one that I'm thinking of giving this to is my second cousin. The other one is my first cousin. And so the one that's my first cousin invited me to her shower. So that's actually next weekend, and I'll take you along because I'm going to go with my future mother-in-law, Rosemary. And I'll be that's the person I'm also giving the Pinson baby cardigan to. So yeah, so I thought this would be a really nice little baby blanket. I mean, it doesn't have too much to go, actually. I have some more mini skeins in here that are colored. Sorry, you can't see it very well, but you see all the mini skeins. I also have this magic knot ball that I've been creating as I've been getting to the ends of some of these skeins. But what's really cool is, because I love this project so much, over the past couple of years, I have just created a lot. Sorry, trying to open and talk simultaneously. It's not great. I've created a lot of colored squares to add to the blanket, some of which actually use multiple yarns, but I was kind of saving them. But you know what? Nah, we're just going to go ahead and crochet them all in and make this beautiful scrappy project. Yeah, I'm going to start with the ones at the bottom that are not on that little thing, but if I need to add a few of those, I will. Yeah, so yeah, we'll just keep crocheting in until the project's done. I think this will be something that I come back to once I finish one of the bigger projects that I am working on right now, but it was great to just pull out the 2 skeins of bare yarn that I think I will need for all of the squares. And even though it's not yarn, I am also going to be giving to, there's my crochet hook for the blanket. I better put that back in a second. I'm going to be giving away some progress keepers to Josh and Veronica. I got these from Simply Serving. There was a sale in the springtime. It was like, you could get them for super cheap, but it was kind of like a lucky dip. She chose them for you, and you just chose whether you want to Christmas or Halloween themed. So I got some really cool ones that I'm using in giveaways, but I also have a couple of really cool ones I'll give to Josh and Veronica. So yeah, I think these are really cool. I'm pretty sure that Veronica will dig this one, and I think she'll like this one actually. And I've given Josh so many progress keepers, just giving him one is plenty. So I'm going to give him the Old Man Santa Claus on the Moon. So yeah, I'm going to bring those with me when I give them the other yarns. And finally, I'm going to be doing a giveaway for Vlogust. So if you are a spinner or want to become a spinner, this is your opportunity to get some beautiful fiber. I have fancied myself as a potential spinner, and it has never worked. So as I was saying, I have fancied myself to be a spinner. I've tried and I've tried and I've tried, and it's just not hitting, at least not at this time. Maybe if I had a wheel, sure. Maybe if I had a lot more time, definitely. If I had more space, I could have a wheel, all of that stuff. But, you know, I've tried for several years, and it's one of those things where I try it and I pick it up and then I don't spin again for forever. So if the bug hits me, I do have plenty of one braid that I've had for years that I still have not finished. I've only gotten one braid, and I think I've gone through over half of it at this point, but I'm kind of like at the end of like my spinning journey, I think, and I just am not feeling it right now. So, I don't need things just hanging out in my life and taking up space in an apartment that doesn't have any space. And this stuff is really beautiful. And now that we're finishing up Tour de Fleece, I thought some spinners might need some more fibers. So this is a great opportunity for you to get these beautiful fibers. I'm going to give them away together. They were bought together, and I'll give them away together. So let me show them to you. Okay, so they are both from, I'm trying to remember which, Spin Jones, and they have been opened, but it's mostly because, yeah, I looked at them once just to see the real colors. So we have this one is called Harbor Lights. It's absolutely beautiful, by the way. I mean, I'd love yarn out of this. So it's 23 micron merino wool and mulberry silk, 100 grams of this. So that's really pretty. And then we have the Watercolors Rainbow Pack. The colors are Melon Rose. Ooh, there we go. Meadow Silk, Mint Citrus, Mermaid Jade, Cornflowers, and Tranquil Lilac. So you can see, I don't want to take them all out. They are absolutely beautiful, but look at those colors. I mean, that is like one of my favorite color combinations right there, but they're all really, really beautiful. So pretty. And you can see here, like, look at the sheen on that. Oh, somebody's gonna have just so much fun spinning all of this up. So again, I'm gonna give these away as a set. You guys can do with it as you will. Actually, they would go really beautifully together to make a project once it's all said and done. So if you're a spinner and you are interested in this giveaway, comment down below in this very first episode of Vlogust and tell me, what are you planning on doing with the spinning? Are you gonna spin it using a spindle? Will you use a wheel? Is it something that once you spin it up, you're going to turn it into a certain kind of project, like a shawl or something like that? Let me know what your plans would be, okay? All right, so go ahead and comment down below by August the 15th. And on August the 15th, after that day, I will draw a prize winner and ship it on out to you. Well, I think that's it for today, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. I look forward to all of our fun knitty adventures in New York City through the month of August. See you soon. Bye, everybody.